Hello everyone! In today's video I wanted to try some traditional art for a change after the last few weeks of digital art that I've been up to. I was given some little books of different pattern card for Christmas and I've been trying to think of a fun project to do with them for a while now. They're a little too thick for origami, and because they're small squares, they don't really work for any larger than A5 piece that I could have an idea for, so I decided to cut some white paper down and just sketch out a portrait. My plan was to mix as many mediums as I could and see what effects appeared from that mess. I began with some coloured pencils. It's a shame because they aren't really showing up in this video very well. I blended some blues and purples and pinks, and then I added a thin layer of yellow to warm all those shades up a bit. They appear a bit brighter in the photo at the end, so hopefully that'll make that clearer. Then I used the brush pen to create the shape of the hair. I really wanted to expand the style of portraying hair that I started to play with in the koi painting I made last year. I then added silver ink in a similar style that I did with the brush pen, this time with a paintbrush. It's fun to see how the sharp ink and coloured pencils mix. I think carrying on with the pencil when it comes to skin and how to portray the softness of skin would be a really nice technique to continue in future work, especially on different coloured papers. After that I cut down some of the pattern paper that I had just to give an idea of a background to the girl I'd created. Because I was going with the flow with this portrait, it really evolved while I was drawing. I was just planning on having her looking all wistful, but it soon turned to her looking really like melancholy, or at least to me. And then with all these light pastels, I don't know why, but she appeared really childlike to me, especially with all the messy hair I guess. I thought she looked like a little girl who was half asleep. And with the addition then of the background, I didn't really notice until I'd had it all stuck down and looked at it from afar, but the dots almost looked to me like a high-rise building or like a block of flats. And again, the image kind of transformed in front of us. It went through so many stages. I've really been struggling to think of a name for this piece. With all the reflections of silver and then me reflecting over what it meant over and over as I was doing it, and adding all of these different mediums, and her contemplative look in the piece, I ended up with the title Mirror. And from that I was wondering what you guys are seeing in this miniature portrait. Who do you think the girl in this image is, and what story do you see? I'd love to hear your interpretations of this piece. I think I'll try another mini portrait next week using the pattern card again, but in a different way than the background piece this time, maybe as part of clothing or hair, some idea like that, and just seeing how the mixed media works for a different character. It's been a lot of fun to try some experimentation, and it really helps open up your way of thinking about how you could use mediums, and yeah, it just kind of makes you reevaluate how you're going to use mediums in pieces when you approach a piece of art like this. And that's really it for this week's art project. I didn't have the time, but I did draw another piece for Kai's Stickman challenge. He sent around a Stickman to our little group of YouTube artist mates, and I know a fair few who have done really interesting interpretations already, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the collection of everyone's work in his video, which I imagine will either be up now or will be up in the next few days, so I'll put a link to his channel so you can follow him and see that challenge when it comes up. I really hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you again in a couple of days.